Now, we're going to define innovation and entrepreneurship, and I'll start with the premise that innovation and entrepreneurship are clearly not the same. Let's look at some definitions, shall we? I'm going to ask you to define, in your own words, innovation and entrepreneurship. Take out a piece of paper or open a window on your computer. Think about what they mean to you. Deconstruct the words a little bit as well. If you're within a group, have a conversation with some of your friends and write down your definitions and try and do each of those in 15 words or less. All right, I'm going to move on. I'm going to share my definitions with you. My definitions for innovation: developing a new solution or a new way of doing something that drives differentiation versus the existing offerings versus your competitors and creates measurable value. For me, adding that value is a crucial element of innovation. Otherwise, it's just an idea. So you're looking for those key elements when it comes to innovation. Secondly, entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurs pursue opportunities, often, but not always, based on innovation, without regard to the resources directly and currently controlled by them. Now, a lot of entrepreneurs, and let's think about folks like Steve Jobs at Apple, or Bill Gates at Microsoft, or Elon Musk, first at PayPal and now at Tesla and SpaceX, or Mark Zuckerberg at Facebook. Pick your favorite entrepreneur. Focus on things with major innovation attached to them. But many entrepreneurs don't. Think about entrepreneurs that may open new businesses and take risks around concepts that may not be quite that innovative. It could be a bakery or a restaurant or a shoe repair shop or any one of many other businesses like a retail location. But nonetheless, these entrepreneurs are taking risks and pursuing opportunities. Now, how about the relationships between innovation and entrepreneurship? What I'd like you to do, this time you do need a piece of paper. I'd like you to grab a piece of paper, and I'd like you to think about innovation, entrepreneurship, and let's add inventions and ideas. And think about the relationships between those particular concepts. And I'd like to have you draw them out. And it could be Venn diagrams. It could be an iterative process. It could be any one of a number of different sets of relationships between these concepts. And of course, they don't all have to be the same size. This is going to take a little more time. So why don't you take 2 minutes or so and then come back and I'm going to share my answers, at least my approach to this. Okay? So to begin with, ideas are the biggest element. We all have many ideas, and every day we say, wouldn't it be great if, or have you thought about that? So we're going to start with ideas existing in space. Now within ideas, some of those ideas have the potential to turn into innovation. So innovation is going to overlap a lot with new ideas, and it may also overlap a little bit with the existing environment as well. And then third, we have invention. Some inventions are explicitly related to an innovation. Others may just be a different way. It's something else that you might do that may not meet the requirements in many ways of an innovation that we've defined, but still is a new invention, a new device, a new way of doing something. And then fourth, we have entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is the act of taking these ideas, innovations, inventions, and turning them into new businesses, new business concepts, and executing against that. And as I shared, not every entrepreneur deals with new innovations. Sometimes they will launch a business based on some existing business, like a bakery. But in many cases, they're around new inventions like Tesla, or new innovations like Google has done in their approach to search. Now, how did you do? I've done this particular example with students dozens, probably hundreds of times. And many times I'll have overlapping shapes like this. Sometimes I may have a funnel that starts with ideas and ends up with entrepreneurship. Other times I'll have an iterative process. All of those are different ways, different models that you might think about how these particular concepts are related. Well, as the great entrepreneur and innovator Walt Disney once said, the way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing.